Well, I can't give you a formulaic approach because I don't use one.
If I showed you a resume of this man's life up until age 31, you would say he was cursed. He was a college dropout. He was divorced. He was broke. And he was burying his 9-year-old son. By every statistical model, this man was destined for a life of obscurity and bitterness. The math said, game over. But the math was wrong. Because this man, Charlie Munger, didn't just survive the tragedy. He hacked the code of bad luck. He became the billionaire sage who taught Warren Buffett how to think. But the question is, how? How does a man who lost everything, his money, his marriage, his son, and even his own eyes, end up being the happiest, richest, and wisest guy in the room? The answer isn't luck. It's a specific mental algorithm he built to survive hell. And today, we are going to deconstruct it chapter by chapter. We all have a breaking point. Maybe you're feeling yours right now. Maybe you've tried everything and life keeps pushing you back. You feel like the universe has a personal vendetta against you. Charlie felt that too. But he discovered that the only way to win a rigged game is to change the rules. He didn't use self-help mantras. He used mental models. He treated life like an engineering problem. In this video, we are going to walk through the 3 darkest chapters of Charlie's life. In each chapter, we will uncover the specific mindware he used to turn a tragedy into a massive advantage. If you can learn this, you become unbreakable. It starts in Pasadena, 1953. The moment the mental models were born wasn't in a boardroom. It was in a hallway where Charlie was screaming on the inside, but silent on the outside.
Now, you have to understand, Charlie was already tough. He grew up in the grit of the Great Depression, working for pennies a day in a grocery store. He served in the Army Air Corps during World War II. He was so undeniably brilliant that he actually convinced Harvard Law School to break their own rules and admit him without a graduate degree. He was a survivor. But in 1953, life hit him with something that raw grit couldn't fix. Picture this. You are 29 years old. Your marriage has imploded, you lost the house, and then the phone rings. Your son, Teddy, has leukemia. In 1953, leukemia is a death sentence. There is no cure, there is no health insurance. For months, Charlie paid for everything out of pocket. He watched his savings hit zero. He went into the hospital every day, held his dying son, and smiled so the boy wouldn't be scared. Then he'd walk out into the street and weep. When Teddy died, Charlie was hollowed out. This is the moment where 99% of people break. Alcoholism was the easy exit. Blaming God was the easy exit. But Charlie did something strange. He looked at his grief objectively. He realized that self-pity is a narcotic. It feels good to feel bad for yourself, but it changes nothing. He created his first rule, the iron prescription. Whenever he felt like a victim, he would punish himself mentally. He forced himself to accept the new reality immediately. He realized, I can't bring my son back, but if I let this destroy me, the tragedy wins twice. He didn't suppress the pain. He just refused to let the pain stop his feet from moving. He went back to work. He rebuilt his life from the ashes. And 6 years later, at a dinner party in Omaha, he met a quiet man named Warren Buffett. Their handshake changed financial history. Charlie became the architect behind Berkshire Hathaway, convincing Warren to stop buying cheap cigar butt companies and start buying wonderful businesses at fair prices. Together, they built a financial fortress. But even fortresses get attacked, and the 1970s were coming to burn it down. Fast forward to 1974. Charlie is running his own investment fund. He's doing well. Then the market collapses. We aren't talking about a little dip. We are talking about a bloodbath. In 2 years, Charlie's fund loses 53% of its value. Imagine half your net worth and your investors' money vanishing. The pressure to do something was immense. The smart move was to sell, stop the bleeding, and run. But Charlie sat on his hands. This brings us to his second superpower, inversion. Instead of asking, how do I make money right now? He asked, what is the stupidest thing I could do right now? The answer was panic selling. So he did the opposite. He did nothing. He endured the humiliation of looking like a loser for 2 straight years. He told his partners, if you can't stomach a 50% drop, you don't deserve the 100% gain. And he was right, because he didn't break. He caught the rebound. His fund bounced back so hard, it eventually outperformed the market by a landslide. He turned doing nothing into a weapon. He had conquered grief. He had conquered poverty. But at age 56, the test became physical. The one tool he needed most, his eyes, were about to be taken from him. Charlie was a reading machine. He once said, "I have known no wise people who didn't read all the time." But in 1980, a routine cataract surgery went wrong. It left him blind in one eye. The pain was so severe he couldn't stand up. Eventually, the eye had to be removed. He was partially blind. The doctors worried he might lose the other eye too. His entire career, his passion, his way of learning, it was all at risk.
Most people would sue the doctor, but Charlie, he said, it's time to learn Braille. He literally started learning Braille just in case you went fully blind. He didn't waste a single calorie on anger. He focused entirely on adaptation. He realized that complaining about the cards you were dealt is a waste of time. The only thing that matters is how you play the hand. He lived another 43 years with one eye. And in those 43 years, he made billions more, read thousands more books, and became a legend. The young man crying in the rain in Pasadena, the investor watching his net worth vanish, the old man losing his sight, they are all the same man. He didn't win because he avoided failure. He won because he weaponized it. He realized that adversity isn't a stop sign, it's a filter. It filters out the people who give up, leaving the prize for the people who can endure.
Charlie Munger's life leaves us with an uncomfortable realization. Life will never be fair, and waiting for fairness is a losing strategy. The real advantage is not intelligence, not motivation, not hustle. It's the ability to remain rational when emotions are screaming, because adversity doesn't block your path. It reveals how you think, and thinking done right changes outcomes. If this changed how you see adversity, the next video will change how you see success itself. Watch it.